Have you ever met someone who seems incredibly confident, successful, intelligent, and always in control, but somehow you can tell they're constantly fighting an invisible battle? That's exactly what makes Sung Hee-joo from Perfect Crown such a fascinating character. At first glance, she appears cold, ambitious, and even intimidating. She always wants to win. She never backs down. She refuses to show weakness. But psychology suggests that people like this aren't always driven by arrogance. Sometimes they're driven by something much deeper. Today, let's explore the psychology behind Sung Hee-joo and discover why her behavior makes so much sense. The need to prove yourself. Sung Hee-joo is born into immense wealth and intelligence. She becomes the successful CEO of Castle Beauty. She has beauty, talent, and influence. Yet none of those achievements erase one painful fact. She was born outside of marriage. Throughout her life, society constantly reminds her that, despite everything she has accomplished, she still isn't considered good enough. This background shapes much of her personality and motivates her relentless drive for success. Psychologists call this compensatory behavior. When people feel they lack acceptance in one part of life, they often overachieve somewhere else. Instead of asking for love, they try to earn respect. Instead of wanting approval, they chase perfection. For Hee-joo, success isn't simply about becoming rich. It's about proving that her birth does not define her worth. Why she is so competitive. Many viewers describe Hee-joo as extremely competitive. She hates losing. She wants to be the best in every room. But competition can sometimes be more than ambition. According to psychology, people who constantly compare themselves with others may be protecting a fragile sense of self-esteem. If they stop winning, they fear they'll stop mattering. Winning becomes emotional survival. Hee-joo's fierce competitiveness reflects years of fighting against prejudice rather than simple vanity, confidence, or defense mechanism. At first, Hee-joo looks fearless. She speaks boldly. She makes difficult decisions. She rarely apologizes. But confidence and emotional protection often look identical. Psychologists refer to this as a defense mechanism. Instead of revealing vulnerability, people build emotional armor.
They become intimidating before others have the chance to hurt them. This doesn't mean they're fearless. It means they've learned that showing weakness feels dangerous. The effects of growing up without full acceptance. Children naturally seek one thing above all else: acceptance. When acceptance feels conditional, many people grow into adults who believe they must constantly earn their value. This often creates perfectionism, fear of failure, difficulty trusting others, constant self-pressure, emotional exhaustion. Hee-joo demonstrates many of these patterns throughout the series, especially as she struggles against social barriers tied to her birth and status. Why she pushes people away. One interesting part of Hee-joo's personality is how difficult it is for others to get close to her. Psychologists explain this through avoidant attachment. When people experience rejection or emotional pain early in life, they often believe relying on others is risky. Instead, they choose independence. If I don't depend on anyone, no one can disappoint me. This doesn't mean they don't want love. It means they fear getting hurt. Ambition as emotional survival. Many people think ambition is simply wanting more money or power. But for someone like Hee-joo, ambition is much more personal. Achievement becomes proof that she deserves respect. Every award, every business victory, every success feels like evidence that she belongs. The harder society judges her, the harder she works. Her character growth. One reason audiences connect with Hee-joo is that she slowly begins to realize something important. External success cannot completely heal internal wounds. As the story progresses, she becomes more emotionally open, allowing others into her life instead of relying only on achievement. IU described the character as initially driven by greed and temperament, but gradually revealing a softer and more genuine side as her emotional needs are fulfilled. This reflects an important psychological truth. Healing doesn't happen when people finally become perfect. Healing happens when they realize they never needed to prove their worth in the first place. Sung Hee-joo isn't simply an ambitious CEO. She is someone shaped by rejection, expectation, and the lifelong desire to be accepted. Her confidence hides vulnerability. Her competitiveness hides insecurity. Her independence hides loneliness. And that's exactly why she feels so human. Perhaps the biggest lesson from Hee-joo is this: you can spend your whole life trying to prove your value to the world, but real peace begins when you stop measuring your worth by other people's acceptance. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this psychological analysis of Perfect Crown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which K-drama character should we analyze next.